Hi there, everyone. This is Jen, and I don't know where to put this crystal. I am doing a reading for the July 5th full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn. So this full moon, I am not an astrologer. This is just my intuition. But this eclipse, this full moon eclipse, is smack in between two new moons in Cancer. So one was on June 21st, and the next one is on July 20th. So that seems significant to me. It's also a Mercury retrograde through July 2nd. Started, oh gosh, I don't remember, June 18th maybe. And I did a little research. I'm actually prepared for my Sagittarian self. Maybe that's the Capricorn energy coming in. It's also known as, this July full moon is known as a buck moon, thunder moon, hay moon, which sure makes sense, having horses most of my life. You feed horses second cut hay, and it's always right around this time, and I will tell you, it is always the hottest fucking day of the year, and you want to wear jeans and stuff because the hay eats up your legs if you don't. So you're in this hot hay loft on the hottest day of the year doing this super manual labor. Anyway, it has great memories for me. Actually, I'm smiling thinking about it and wishing I was doing that this year, but I don't have a horse anymore. It's also known as the wart moon, W-O-R-T, an Old English word for plant, which makes sense. We have I'm sure people say this everywhere, but in Vermont, that things should be, the corn should be knee-high by the 4th of July. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the earth signs. So I know people don't like to hear me babble. So, all right. Earth signs. Full moon, lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July 5th. So I want you to think back to June 21st. So the solstice and that new moon in Cancer. I think it was a solar eclipse too. And think about what was going on then. Did you have any realizations that maybe something emotionally wasn't feeling right and that maybe it needed to be addressed? It could even be things that happened with the eclipse back in January. I don't remember when that was, first couple weeks in January. So where is your energy? Where are you expending your energy and emotions? Like, what are you putting your heart into that just isn't getting any return? Could be something small, could be something big. But so in order to bring a different experience into your life, we must release those things that are not productive, that are not positive for us, that are not helping us, in order to make way for something new to come in. I think it's Dr. Phil that says you don't break a habit, you replace it with something else. But in order to have that time and space to welcome that higher vibrational energy in, you need to release something. So this full moon lunar eclipse, so the full moon's a culmination. What do you need to let go of? The eclipse needs to eclipse something out of your life. So have it be something that is like pruning, that's dead wood, that's dragging you down, that isn't benefiting you, that isn't adding to your life. So, and Capricorn is this could be as simple as decluttering your house, looking at your finances to see where, every day I feel like $10 is getting automatically taken out of my bank account for some subscription to something. So really looking at those, maybe doing a budget, and just sort of getting those details in order. If you've had a to-do list, like you may just decide, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to pick one thing a day or one thing a weekend or whatever and start getting this list. So there's a decluttering aspect, maybe even an energetic declutter. Really open up all your cabinets, open up all the closets, and get air circulating, saging, things like that to really, yeah, get better energy, get out the bad energy. Wow, Six of Wands, victory for the earth signs. And this isn't a fellow earth sign, this full moon lunar eclipse on July 5th. Victory, a homecoming, accolades. Sometimes when this card shows up, I mean, if you've applied for anything, you get it, a job, a scholarship into college, some sort of program. This is a positive sign for that. Even if you don't though, and you're thinking, well, I didn't get that job, it's a victory because that would have taken you down off of your path. It took me a long time. I used to, when I was young, be applying for jobs, and if I didn't get one, I was devastated, and I wouldn't apply for a job for a long time. Now, as I'm older, I don't apply for that many jobs. I'm actually really happy in my job. But when I have, if I don't get it, I think, one, probably wasn't going to be a good fit for me. And that's the universe's way. Just like if you bid on it, you don't get a house sale falls through or whatever. It's actually probably a victory in some way that we don't even realize. I like to say with this card to count your own wins. So count the internal things inside of you that no one's going to put you in the company newsletter, or you're not going to go viral online or show up in the local newspaper or even more. But is to count those wins where I didn't eat that dessert last night. I got up and went running this morning. I didn't get snarky back with my snarky teenager. Whoa, that's a hard one. I folded that laundry. These are all kind of silly examples, but still, if even deeper though, really is I didn't allow that situation to spiral out of control in my thoughts and caused me to have a terrible night sleeping, so that it set up this whole spiral where then I didn't get up early to go for my exercise, for my walk, and I was tired. And then to soothe myself, I bought something, or you know what I mean? So not allowing life to sort of become a spiral of reactions, but to be able to like you handled something internally really, really well. And that's something really to be proud of, and to count all your wins, even if no one would ever realize you have these wins all the time. Four of Swords, meditation, rest. This is calling in your guides, listening to your intuition. This is not that racing, out of control thoughts that we see with the Eight of Swords or the Nine of Swords or the Three of Swords. This is learning to calm your mind, just kind of that situation we just talked about, not allowing that to spiral out of control so you can't sleep at night. This is meditating, calming your thoughts, rest, recovery, rejuvenation. I don't know why it's all R words. What else do we have here? For the earth signs for that full moon. Six of Swords. Yeah, interesting. So we have the 4 to the 6, which is great. You skip the 5, which is conflict. This is, if I'm in a situation where I am on a regular basis stressed out with anxiety and worry, it is not a good situation for me. So this is that the new moons I was talking about, those 2 new moons in Cancer, bookshelving either side of this full moon. So what emotionally is upsetting you? Because this is also going from rough waters to smooth waters. So from emotionally turbulent times to this Four of Swords, this peaceful time. And making plans to do that. So this is definitely a victory if you're like, I'm not continuing to go to such and such because it's just stressful and I don't have to participate. Sometimes we think we have to participate or I'm going to hurt someone's feelings. Well, your feelings are being hurt. So let's take care of heal ourselves first before we start even trying to heal someone else, because we can't anyway. The Five of Wands. So this is a card of, it's sort of a power play, because the fire energy is action, things you're inspired about or enthusiastic about or worked up about. And you can see they're having trouble figuring out a plan of what to do here with this cauldron. So there's some strife. Even the cats on the bottom are irritated. So this there is a strong, I wonder what Mars is doing right now. But this card is also a card about competition. And so in some ways we have these swords cards. It's how you look at things and you view things. So if you run during the week, if you do 5Ks on the weekend to keep you motivated to run through the week, and it's a social event and you just run against your own time and you don't really spend a lot of time worrying about other people other than just having a friendly camaraderie with what's going on. But then you can also have those people who become so focused on the running and who knows, maybe they may do it at a high level. I don't know. But if they're just at the local 5K and they're so intense on winning and I don't know. It could get, it's kind of like, all right, let's get things in perspective here. This seems a little bit out of control. And, just like the fives is that the pebble in your shoe. If you have a stone in your shoe and you're just walking to the end of the driveway to get the mail, it's not a big deal. But if you're going for a 5-mile walk, you're going to have to deal with that pebble. So there's something you need to deal with that is creating negative energy around you, that it's time. You want peace. You want just peace. You value that so much. And so you need to get away from, if you've tried to make it work and there is just a bad combination of personality types and it's not productive, it's not conducive. These people are not coming, what is it? Oh, there's like the Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One is listen to understand. I'm sure I have that wrong. But these people are not, they just are trying to get it's a control, a battle for control. They're not really trying to come up with a solution of the best way to proceed. I don't think. So that's what I feel. The situation that needs to eclipse out of your life is this bickering, this competition, these negative low energy vibes. And so in order to eclipse those situations so your emotions feel better, right, with those new moons on either side, so you can really bring in those new emotions, you need to eclipse the things and it's exhausting you. Look at that. It's just a burden. All this is another fire. So all this bickering. And you want the simple things in life. This is just telling the story. You want these two together the simple things in life, enjoying flowers, childhood, simple things, not getting too caught up in the mundane adult things, and not sweating the small stuff. But it involves you walking away from something that you're going emotionally bankrupt. You're not getting anything in return. It's like having all the windows open and blasting the heat or the AC. It's just a waste of energy. And so where are you wasting your energy? It's time to get away from that. That's what you'll be eclipsing out of your life. I mean, so that could be a relationship. That could be a group of people, a place you visit, someone in your family. And it could even be that you have a drama queen, and you have the same friend that always has some huge drama going on with their kid, with their spouse, and you may have to say, hey, I can't listen to this anymore. This is not a comfortable situation for your children to be in. You guys need to fix it. Like, I think you like the drama. It's like someone who, that's a very specific situation, but it's like someone who likes the drama. And you're just like, no, I'm not going to participate in that. I don't want those vibes into my life. Because at this point, you know that it isn't that this person is truly in crisis. They're always inventing something to be in crisis because they're addicted to that sort of energy. And it's killing your vibe, man. All right, so thank you, Earth signs. Now we're going to go on to the sign of air. So hi there, air signs. We are doing your reading. I probably didn't listen to the beginning, so I'll just kind of repeat it. First of all, just to remember, we are in a Mercury retrograde through July 12th. And this is a reading for the July full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn on July 5th, 2020. So this is also known as the buck moon, the thunder moon, the hay moon, or the wart moon, which is an old English word for plant. So air signs. Let's clear the energy here. So we do have two new moons in Cancer. One on June 21st and another one on July 20th. So think about things situations in your life that are just drama, bad vibes, emotionally does not feel well. Those are the types of things that you may be really thinking of making some changes in order to eclipse those out of your life. That would be something to release on the full moon in Capricorn. So I'm not an astrologer, but let's see. Capricorn. Wow. We got two out. Yeah, it's the same energy. I don't know why I do all these different videos, because the energy is the energy. Oh shit, now I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know, I'm pulling another card because I have what I need because I got distracted. Ace of Swords. Cutting away. So I already see these. So we have, for the air signs, we have tons of air energy. Let's start with this one, actually. This Ten of Swords is, I have thought and obsessed. So this is a situation that may have started with this Ace of Swords, but we're going to get to this. Started with the Ace of Swords, this new thought, new beginning, new mental, intellectual relationship. And it seems good, but then some truths start coming out. You start really getting to know someone or a situation, and the Three of Swords happens. Or the Five of Swords happens. So the Three of Swords is the truth hurts, jealousy, heartbreak. The Five of Swords to me is right fighting. This person has zero desire to hear your side or to come to an understanding. They are going to prove their point, and they will fight dirty and do whatever they need, be as hurtful as they need to prove their point. Or then we have Sort of the Seven of Swords, which to me is the passive aggressive way of doing things. Eight of Swords, denial. Nine of Swords, obsessing, up all night worrying. So if in any, oh, baby birds are getting fed. So if at any area in your life where you're feeling something like one of those things, you've had it. And that's kind of exactly what this full moon is. It's eclipsing something out of your life. So you're expending a tremendous amount of mental energy and thinking about something that is just not going to provide us. You're not going to be able to figure out a solution. Why? Maybe because it involves someone else and you can't control someone else. But I feel it's affecting you in a negative way because we have this Six of Swords here that is moving from, so the Cancer new moons are what new type of emotion do you want to bring into your life? So what do we need to release, let go of in order to make room for that, the new things with the double Cancer new moons coming in. So this is moving from Cancer as a water sign, so emotions. This is moving from an emotionally turbulent time to a time of calm, smooth waters. So if any situation sort of came up that resonated with you, that might be an area where you want to actively work on removing from your life. Ooh, excuse me. Ace of Swords. So this ace comes through. It's the sword of truth, and it cuts away all of that emotional bullshit that we attach to everything. But they really are a good guy. Oh my God. They never hit me physically. If that's a really fucking low bar, okay, really low bar. This is cutting away all of those emotional attachments that keep us in unhealthy, toxic relationships, and gets down to the bottom line. I'm unhappy in this relationship. I don't feel valued. I don't feel they treat me well. It doesn't matter that they did something wonderful after they're really mean to you to try to emotionally manipulate you. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is, half the time, even if it's 30% or 20% of the time, but those 30 or 20% are horrific, that's more than enough to say this is not healthy for me, and I am not happy in this relationship. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're exhausted trying to make someone happy, keep something smooth. I feel like you're not in some situation. This could be at work where you're always, if roles aren't really clearly defined at work, maybe you're the one that does everything because this other person just never picks up the slack. This is just being very busy, feeling like you're doing everything. You're doing everything. And sometimes you need to look, are both of these pentacles yours to keep? Are these both your plates to keep spinning? The balls to keep in the air, whatever metaphor you want to use. Maybe you've taken on too many burdens. So the Capricorn full moon would tell you to look and say, okay, let's look at some data here, some facts. Is this really your responsibility? And if not, okay, well, let's cut away all the I feel sorry for people reasons, or I'm a martyr reasons, or whatever the motivation is. It just sneaks up on you and all of a sudden you're doing everything, whatever. Let's cut away this emotional connection I have, or this emotional responsibility I have towards doing things for this other adult human being that should be doing this for themselves. Where am I just taking on too much? And why? Sometimes I think people overschedule their lives because then they're just too busy to sort of do anything or deal with anything. Well, I don't have any energy. I'm exhausted. I can't talk about that now. I can't deal with that now. And so maybe there's something you need to deal with I think it's going to come to the surface. You can see that she's leaving at this full moon, right? Or they are. Yeah, looking for those types of things, those types of energies that really need to be eclipsed out of your life. What's this last one that wanted to come out? Wow, there you go. It's so funny. I was just looking at that sun. Because the minute I was like, is that the moon? I'm like, oh no, that's the sun coming out, seeing everything really clearly. So here it is. This is a Leo vibe to me. Which I don't even know if Leo rules this, but it's a Leo vibe to me. This is seeing things very, very clearly. So this sort of truth and clarity cuts all that other crap away, and you're seeing things very, very clearly. And once you see things very clearly, you are done tolerating any of that. Just being someone's punching bag proverbially, and you're making I'm out. I'm done cutting them off. So this can cut them off, block, delete, done. All communication off. And those type of people usually don't like that. So you may literally need to block, delete, and not engage because they like that drama, right? These types of people like to keep. Or if it's just these overburdens, it's time to really look at your bank account. See, like I was saying, I think for earth signs, how many places I have, maybe it was you guys, all these debits, $10 here, $10 here, $3 here coming out of my account, and trying to just trim the fat. That's a weird saying. Get lean and mean. Maybe you're exercising, something like that. Maybe you're going to start. This is hiking. Okay, fire signs. That was your reading. Air signs. Now we're on to fire signs. Fire signs. Hi there, fire signs. I don't know if anyone listened to the beginning. Probably not. Not to be negative, but I often don't when I watch other readings. Why would I expect you guys to watch mine? So we are doing, this reading is for July 5th, full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn. We're still in a Mercury retrograde through July 12th. But this full moon on July 5th is also known as the buck moon, the thunder moon, the hay moon, or the wart moon, WORT, which is an old English word for plant. This full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn is sandwiched in between two new moons in the sign of Cancer. So one on June 21st and one on July 20th. So Cancer to me is a water sign, it's emotions, and those two new moons. What new emotional experiences do you want to bring into your life? Is it time for a new relationship? Is it time for trying new things? What needs to be eclipsed, though, out of your life, this Capricorn? Where do you need to get things in order? Get your finance. I've been saying to the other signs, I look at every other day, it seems like I'm having something automatically debited out of my account, whether it's, I don't know, my Apple cloud storage, Netflix, my son's Xbox stuff. There's just tons of stuff. So really looking, how much are you paying for your cable? Has your cable bill gotten out of control? Sometimes you can call and they can change your package. Sometimes you end up paying less with more channels, whatever. Decluttering, really going through. I'm going to maybe do this today. Open up all the cabinets, and you can just you can take a piece of paper. If you like to sage, if you like incense, something like that. But just even getting the energy moving. I'm going to burn some incense now that I said that. So an energetic declutter. Checking some things off your to-do list. I don't know. I mean, Whoops, I almost started. Well, I guess that's coming out. I want to look at the bottom of the. Oh my God. So Air just had this on the bottom of the deck. This is, yeah, cutting away, pruning, repotting your plants, cutting away any dead branches. So maybe if you have any dead branches near your house, you might want to get those taken down. Cleaning out your gutters. I have to do that. I'm thinking of this is basically my to-do list, I'm realizing. Weeding the garden, doing some of those earthy things, I think will be good for you mentally. It will help clear your head and see the truth in things. Maybe if you've been struggling with something mentally, but and then it will also benefit you energetically at the same time. Going through your closet, opening up your closet. It was weird. I hadn't been in my closet because I haven't been going to work. I've been wearing. I just haven't. I don't know. I just hadn't been in my closet. I think I just would fold stuff and they'd be in my basket and I would take it out of my basket. That sounds like me. Anyway, it was musty in there because I hadn't been going in. I tended, when I got out a shirt for work, I was like, well, this smells weird. Like, so I have to either rewash or at least put my clothes back in the dryer with something to freshen them up. So things just get this stagnant, stale. Where in your life is stagnant or stale? Or are you resigned to something where, well, I'm just going to be resigned to a sexless, unhappy marriage. I'm just going to be resigned to a job that's just a grind where I get up and I go in and I get home and I'm exhausted because it's going against my true nature. I was talking about this in the July monthly videos that are up. The Myers-Briggs personality type index. I don't remember. It's kind of interesting. To me, it's like astrology for the workplace. But you find out what one of these 16 types are. It's really interesting because I am so different from a certain type that I don't even know how I work together, especially the truly introverted people and how to affect change. But during that class, the instructor, who's this fascinating, nice man, he was saying if you're going to work and you come home exhausted, it's because you're working against your natural way of being. Whereas if you're doing something and you feel energized or peaceful or whatever, then that is in flow with you. And it's so interesting to think how many of us, and I am one because I'm very happy with my job, but it is not in my Sagittarian nature to go and sit behind a desk for these structured hours and do all this highly detailed work, although I'm a Capricorn cusper. I'm a Sag, but anyway. So try, where in your life are you going against your sort of natural energy, and what sort of waste of energy or what is that doing? Is that taking from your life? Kind of examining those types of things and cutting away things. Is there some place you've just been trying to hang in there? Just hang in there, or you've resigned it to being sucky? Maybe you didn't even realize how you ended up here. That happens in relationships. You're like, oh my God, how did I end up in this relationship with this toxic energy between us? And why am I staying? Like, why am I she's still battling. What am I doing? Ace of Pentacles. So we have an Ace of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. This is a new job, new way to earn money, new living arrangements, new routine. So when this card comes in, you will see a change in your physical day-to-day life. So if it's a new job, obviously you'll be commuting to a different place. You may start a new health routine. So your body may literally change, your routine may change because you're really factoring this in. You may do a budget, a monetary diet. You may declutter your house like we were talking about. You may change where you live. You may think this this, where I live, it goes against my energy. Maybe you live in the middle of nowhere and you're social. Maybe you're more introverted and need space, and you live in a city and you want to move somewhere where you have more space. Looking at your money in a different way, taking classes, starting study, planting the seeds for something that you won't have instant gratification, but it will really pay off in the long run. And that's very Earth Capricorn energy. Oh my God, at the Ace of Wands, this is like your own business, an entrepreneurial business, working from home, something you're really passionate and fired up about. Really aligning your energy so that the things in your life where you're like, I just have to endure and get through, becomes something you're excited to start. Look at this. Some of you may be have the end of a relationship and you're moving, so your whole life. And this is an opportunity, all these aces, to reinvent or really be more true to your nature. So we got this bonus one. What's this? 8 of Swords. Yeah, so this is something you've resigned yourself to. You've in denial that you've told yourself you have to deal with it, or it's not that bad, or it's just the way it is. So think of things in your life where you find yourself saying those types of phrases. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Well, they're not all bad. They're a good dad or something, which I fucking highly doubt if they're treating you like shit, but whatever. Wow, that was really snarky. Sorry. Yeah, so you're no longer in denial about something, just white knuckling it and saying, oh, it'll be okay. And I mean, once you eclipse this out of your life, which is, I think, what you're eclipsing. So these are places where your mental energy, your energy is just being, talk about energy vampire. Once you get rid of those situations in your life where you're just constantly working against your true nature, look at this. Ace of Wands, Ace of energy and action and inspiration and motivation. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of new tangible, positive change in your life, new living arrangement that better suits you, better health, just living in a vibe that is high and just matches your positive vibration. New way of thinking about things, simplifying things. No more up worrying because you're living in harmony now with your true nature. Ooh, oh my goodness. That was a good reading. I'm excited since I'm a fire sign. All right. We are moving on to the element of cups. Okay, since I don't know if anyone watched the beginning, but this is a reading for the cups, or the water signs. July 5th, full moon, lunar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn. So this is called the buck moon, the thunder moon, the hay moon, or the wart moon, W-O-R-T, which is a old English word for plant, basically. This is happening during a Mercury retrograde through July 12th, but it's even more significant to me. I'm not an astrologer, but we have that new moon in Cancer on June 21st, and we have a new moon in Cancer on July 20th. So this is bookend by those two new moons. So what negative vibrational thing is in your life that you need to eclipse out, let go of, move on from, in order to bring about these new emotions, these new positive emotions from these new Cancer full moons? It's as if you start it in June, but then you really need to use this energy of the lunar eclipse in Capricorn to really declutter in order to bring that new energy in. This is dealing with, maybe you're still super bitter about a breakup. And it could have happened a long time ago. Maybe you still cyberstalk them. Maybe you still carry like, what happened? Why did that happen? And anger or whatever, resentment towards them. And so that would be something to really let go of. So if you do have this new emotional beginning, so if you bring like a new relationship in, you're not reliving and bringing you're not bringing old situation issues into a new relationship. It's a brand new relationship. This person had nothing to do. In fact, the only common denominator is you, which it's hard to think of because it's like, okay, I bringing this bad energy? Well, I just keep attracting negative people. And what I've come to realize, that's because I don't have the confidence to attract quality people in a high vibe, because my inner dialogue is negative, maybe, right? So what am I putting out there? I deserve a healthy, positive relationship. Now, does that mean that you will only meet those type of people? No, I doubt it, but you're going to have the discernment and the value and the self-respect to move on and go, okay, this isn't the right vibe. Let's keep going. All right, cups. I keep saying cups. Water signs. 5 of Wands. Yeah, there's fives have been coming up. I don't know. What's that? An opposition square, something like that in astrology. This is just a power struggle. People control. So I think power is another word for control. People wanting to control things. And sometimes that could be, I hope you can't see this. A big reminder just popped up on my screen. So this would be the difference between someone who runs a 5K during the week and, runs during the week and does 5Ks on the weekend to keep them motivated. To keep them motivated, they just look at their own time, and it's a social, nice, positive competition. Sorry. Versus someone who's so intense and into their little 5K runs and their local 5K runs, an Olympic athlete that, I don't know, it's like the person who plays a board game and loses their shit playing Pictionary with kids. This literally happened to me. And you're just kind of like, it's fucking Pictionary. You're not going to win anything. It's like, calm the fuck down. So it would be that type of energy. So it's like, and now if this is this person's MO with everything, or with a lot of things or majority of things, I don't know. That seems like a waste of energy to me to put a lot of time into that type of energy. I don't know. What do you wish for? You have the wish card. So there's something in your heart that you know to be true, whether it's breaking up with someone, that you really want a different job, you want to stop going to something, you've outgrown a friendship, and you've kind of been in limbo over it. You've kind of been in denial over it. It could be someone you've known for a really long time, or this person's going to come back around with Mercury retrograde. Oh, I hate that. Listen to your gut. Have they really changed? Come on. You already have the data for that relationship, knowing that it didn't work out. So that's and I've done it too. Look back and just focus on this relationship and stay in this low vibrational energy. And we already know the relationship didn't work out. And then we do all the mental gymnastics. Well, if this and this and that, well, it doesn't matter. The reality is it didn't work. So you already know that data. But we're less open to new experiences where we don't know if it's going to work. We don't have any data yet. So 4444. You don't ignore red flags and you move on. So if you do meet someone, you're like, oh, red flag. Nice to meet you. And you move on. You don't feel any emotional attachment to that person, that codependency. It's like, oh, it didn't work. Good luck to you. Hope you find the right match. I'm still looking for my right match. But not spending energy looking back to that lower vibrational, already confirmed, not going to work relationship. So trust your gut on something that you've known is not right, is not working, and that you need to take action. And then when you're wishing for things, make sure you're doing those positive affirmations. I always have to look them up to make sure I phrase them right. So you're bringing, oh, it's sunny out, I'm going to go for a walk. So you're bringing in what you truly wish for, right? And that's a connection, similar values, similar philosophies on life, a optimistic attitude. What are they? They shouldn't be physical characteristics. You can have a couple that you really like, but yeah, transformation. This will transform your life. In fact, I see it's probably because of those 2 new moon in Cancers flanking this full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn, but this will be most transformative to water signs I'm seeing. Where do you want to transform your life? But there's no going back. Okay, this has got to be, this eclipse, there's no going back. That the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. That butterfly never goes back to being the caterpillar. So where are you going to transform your life? Ace of Cups, you get your new emotional beginning. That's what you want. You want to you want that peace and serenity and simplicity of the Ace of Cups. With that 6 of Cups card that showed, so this is not sweating the small stuff, appreciating the simple things in life, realizing you don't need a lot of the tangible things, right? The Capricorn, the earth sign, you don't need lots of stuff. You need experiences, and those experiences need to be positive and happy, and stopping and smelling the roses and being with friends and spending time together. That's what you need to bring more of into your life. I can't remember if I said this to you or not because you're my 4th person, but really that Capricorn energy going into your house, opening up every cabinet, and even if you like incense, great, or sage or whatever, but just even fanning to just move the air, move the energy, get this negative energy out, like an energetic cleansing. Ooh, the 9 of Pentacles. Yes, she is just outside reading a book, enjoying the day, she has a confidence, and her confidence comes from knowing they can count on themselves. So Capricorns count on themselves, almost could be sometimes to a fault, because they can get so busy in the details and the tasks of everyday life, they can miss out on this time. So this is a nice balance with this Pentacle energy of, I work hard, I have confidence because I count on myself. If I say I'm going to get up early and work out, I do it. If I say I'm going to keep things tidy, I do it. If I set a budget, I keep it. So they know they can count on themselves, which brings a lot of confidence. They can save money. I'm not going to live outside my means. I know that buying that expensive whatever seems like I had to do that. I don't really shop. I'm not a shopper, but I do like crystals and tarot cards. And I've literally had to say, buying this rock, this crystal, this new deck, I have like 40, 50 decks of cards. I don't even know. Like, do I really? So every once in a while I'll buy one, but I'm just like, is it so? Because you get that little high, you think, oh, if I get that new rose quartz, it's going to make me happy or something. And there is something like that. You know what I mean? Where you're like, it feels as though if you were to purchase something, you'll get that little high, but it doesn't. The next day, you're not still high off that purchase. You're back to who you are. So it's accepting who you are, not needing those little impulsive buys or things that give you that hit. You figure out a different way to get that hit of positive energy. And it's really by transforming your life, by living authentically, and enjoying the simple things and not needing to clutter it up. Look how bountiful she is without cluttering it, though, with all sorts of stuff. I mean, there is a richness to this card, but that's the vibe I'm getting. She's surrounded by plants and fruit. She saved her money, and she's just reading outside. I like that. Look at this wish card, guys. Wish card. Hey, wish man, tell me what's your wish. That's a Trevor Hall song, Wish Man. It's a really good song. If I think of he tells this. It's on a YouTube video on his YouTube channel. He tells the story about how that song came about, and he was walking alone in New Orleans, and he had this homeless man just goes, "Hey, wish man, tell me what's your wish," and he was like, "What?" And he looked, and he has a shirt that said "Wish Man" on it, or said "Wish" on it, and he said it just floored him because he was like, "What is my wish?" Like, hey, wish man, tell me what's yours. So what do you wish for? So that's just an interesting thing to think about in general. All right. Take care, everyone. I'm going for a walk. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.